You're going to catch a full Sonic review here in a couple hours. Just left the theater. Immediate reaction is muy excelente. The family to see it. My 4.5-year-old first time in the theater was glued to it, loved it. I loved it. The effects. Jim Carrey was great. This is probably the coolest thing I've seen Jim Carrey in since, I don't know, Ace Ventura. Yeah, James Marsden was really good. I don't know the actress's name that plays his wife, but when you get my full review, I'll absolutely have that. And I'll give you my rating on it. But right now, just want to give an immediate reaction, say this was fun. No spoilers right now, but the review will have full spoilers, so we'll talk about that. Back on the channel, I'm Itep Wakui, the place to be reviews.
It was great. It was fun. Sonic the Hedgehog, man, kicking the living shit out of Birds of Prey at the box office already, which is beautiful. The weirdos that wanted to see Birds of Prey are now attacking a kids movie to try to prop up their trash, which is funny because it's not going to work. This movie's dominating at the box office. I'm kind of looking down here at my other screen so I can get these names right now. I want to go over the cast here real quick. This is the spoiler-free part. This Ben Schwartz, John Ralphio from Parks and Rec, played the voice of Sonic. Tika Sumpter was Maddie Wachowski. Jim Carrey, Dr. Ivo Robotnik. James Marsden was Tom Wachowski. And that's basically our main cast for all intents and purposes. Neil McDonough was Major Bennington, which we don't really get to see too much of him, just a few scenes. He gets to kind of be the butt of Jim Carrey's jokes, but stylized, this movie was a far cry from what we initially saw before the redesign. They corrected the issues, made Sonic look better, and the movie is benefiting from it. This is what happens when Hollywood listens to paying customers, and you don't call us incels or neckbeards or man babies or, you know, claim that we're saying you ruined our childhood. Everybody said, hey, the character doesn't look good. Why don't you redesign it? What did they do? They listened. They went back and they redesigned the character, came back with a fresh look, made him look good, accurate to the video game. There was no problems. This movie was fun. And as far as these weirdos saying there's racist and sexist humor, I took my 4.5-year-old son and my wife to go watch this. There was nothing. There was nothing objectionable. There was nothing even questionable that my child couldn't have seen in this movie. So this is a safe, fun kids movie, but guys like me who grew up playing this video game, we can enjoy it too. And there was a lot of references in it that, you know, it hit the old stuff and the new stuff, and it made everything fun. And it was just an enjoyable time at the movies. Please, if you were one of the people like me who didn't like the original design and you said, hey, will you fix this? You know, you did something, you tweeted or whatever, go give them your money. Go pay your money to watch this, because this is, like I said, evidence of what happens when a studio listens to its customers and doesn't insult them for simply saying, hey, can you do something about this to fix it to make it look better? I'm going to go into a little bit of detail here and say Sonic ends up on Earth. The rings from the video game are his portals. He is guided to Owl in the beginning of the movie, who kind of like raised him, and he had to leave his world because people were on to him and what he could do. Not people, but creatures in this world were on to him and what he could do. So he took his portal coin and ended up being on Earth, where he grew up. And he's very familiar with our pop culture and things like that, which is really neat because he spent the entirety of his life on Earth learning about us and denizens of Green Hills. James Marsden and his wife, Maddie, are from. So James Marsden is, he's the sheriff of the town, and that's how he comes into contact with Sonic. And Robotnik's introduction was great. Jim Carrey, really, this is a throwback for him. His dance scene inside of his bus when they're chasing and Sonic down the highway, that scene is excellent. This is a complete throwback for Jim Carrey. This is what happens when Jim Carrey is actually Jim Carrey and is funny and doesn't try to be edgy and serious. And I mean, every comedic actor wants that, but very few can deliver on it. And Jim Carrey, these kinds of roles are what he is. This is his bread and butter. Going back to Ace Ventura, The Mask, etc. James Marsden needs to work more. He's a good actor. He was really good in this. He was fun. His wife, Maddie, Tika Sumpter, she played her role really well. Was a great supporting character, but she was good. She was funny. Her sister was, funny as well, which she came into play later in the movie, along with her niece. And Ben Schwartz, a.k.a. John Ralphio from Parks and Rec, was really good. I actually thought it was Zach Braff at first. Just listen to his voice. But yeah, it was fun. It was a great movie. They do set up for a sequel, Tails, showing up at the end of the movie. They show Robotnik in the mushroom world, and he has his video game and cartoon accurate goggles and mustache, which was really neat to see. So I am very much so looking forward to a sequel to this movie. You saw earlier the box office numbers it's drawing are surpassing Birds of Prey already. So this is going to be a fun box office breakdown tomorrow on the podcast. I would definitely go sit through this movie again. And I say sit through it, but I would definitely go watch this movie again. It is fun. It's fun. It's entertaining. There's never a point where you're like looking at your watch. Now, the only reason I ever looked at my phone during the movie because I knew the runtime of the movie, and you're with a 4.5-year-old, and a bathroom break is inevitable. So my wife did that because she knew I wanted to review it. I really think this is fun. This is probably one of the best video game adaptations into a movie I've seen. No real lulls in the action. They did great with the stunt work and the portions in the bar where Sonic was moving so fast, time froze. It was like a flash sequence from Justice League. Looked really cool, though. The ending scene in San Francisco with Robotnik and his plane. And, there's that little segment where you think, oh, is Sonic dead? But of course he's not. He's not going to die. It's a kid's movie. So it built up that little bit of suspense to where there was a lot of kids in the theater, obviously. And my son and the little boy in front of us were kind of cheering when Sonic pumped back up, So it was cool. The kids enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie. My wife actually enjoyed it. She's not really much into these, but she enjoyed it too. On a scale of 1 to 5, what would I give this movie? I would give this movie a 4.5 out of 5. I can't say enough good things about it, really, just because of the extra work they did to go back and redesign the character. This movie deserves your money. It truly does. And even if you don't have kids, this is something you can go watch if you're a video game fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. If you ever played this or Sonic and Tails, definitely check it out. It's a fun movie, and I think you will wholeheartedly enjoy it. It's the kind of old-fashioned fun that we really lack nowadays and miss in modern movies. Definitely enjoyed it. Go check it out. Sonic the Hedgehog, kicking the crap out of Birds of Prey at the box office, and it's a fun movie. I can't stress that enough. Very family friendly, obviously. So yeah, check it out. I'll be looking forward to the sequel with Tails and seeing which direction they take that in, and how Robotnik gets back from the mushroom world to Earth, because he's going to try to get back at Sonic. So yeah, and seeing if they bring Jim Carrey back. And I wonder if Jim Carrey really regrets his fan bashing he did when the fans cried out and said, hey, we want this redesigned because these characters look like crap, or Sonic looks like crap in the first. I wonder if Jim Carrey regrets his words and the insults he lobbed at the fans when the fans complained about Sonic's initial design before the redesign. And now Jim Carrey is in another hit movie, so you're welcome. So I'm Itepakui, the place to be reviews. I've been here with all of yous. What's coming up next on the channel, you ask? Well, allow me to tell you. Stay tuned. That's coming up right now. There you have it, folks. There's my review of Sonic the Hedgehog. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 8:35 Eastern right back here on the channel for episode number 89 of Monday Night Going In Raw, the Place to Be Reviews podcast. We will have that, and we will be talking more in depth about this. My co-host Groovinator, Tony Tone Deaf, Link Lex 7, Coach Loudy. We'll all be diving into this topic at a little bit greater depth tomorrow. So I didn't want this video to go on too long, as I have a lot of stuff to do yet this evening. Batwoman is on shortly, you know that. You'll be getting a review of that tomorrow as well. So with that being said, I'm Etep Wakuian. Oh yeah, wait. You know this picture, right? This is where you can find us on social media. So, with that being said, I'm Etep Wakuian, the place to be reviews. I've been here with all of yous, and if I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and there's another video coming up right now.